Hello everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama, updates, and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now let's jump straight into today's exciting update. As July sweeps descend upon Fairmont Crest, the quiet balance that so many have fought to protect is about to shatter beneath the weight of buried resentment, dangerous ambition, heartbreaking secrets, and emotional battles that refuse to stay hidden any longer. Every relationship will be tested, every promise will be challenged, and every family will find itself standing at a crossroads where one decision could change everything forever. Love will blossom just as jealousy begins to poison it. Long-forgotten rivalries will awaken with renewed fury, while shocking schemes quietly unfold behind warm smiles and carefully chosen words. Beneath the surface of every celebration lurks the threat of betrayal, ensuring that no one will escape July untouched as sweeping change tears through Fairmont Crest once again. One of the biggest question marks hanging over the community surrounds Leslie Thomas, whose recent transformation has left many wondering whether it is genuine or merely temporary. After Ava Thomas narrowly survived the ordeal that nearly claimed her life, thanks only to Catherine "Cat" Richardson making the selfless decision to donate a portion of her liver, Leslie stood before everyone promising that the experience had changed her forever. She insisted over and over again that the darkness she had carried for so long was finally behind her and that she intended to become a better woman for both herself and her daughter. For a brief moment, hope seemed possible, as if unimaginable tragedy had finally softened a hardened heart. Yet beneath those hopeful promises, subtle warning signs continue to emerge, hinting that Leslie's inner demons have never truly disappeared. Instead, they seem to be waiting patiently for the perfect opportunity to reclaim control, suggesting that the redemption everyone desperately wants to believe in may soon crumble before their eyes. That opportunity may arrive far sooner than anyone expects. During the very first week of July, Tomas Navarro reaches an emotional turning point after everything he and Kat have survived together. The terrifying tornado that ripped through the country club served as a brutal reminder that life can change in an instant, while Kat's life-threatening transplant surgery forced Tomas to confront the terrifying possibility of losing the woman he loves forever. Those traumatic experiences have completely transformed his outlook on life, convincing him that tomorrow is never guaranteed. Refusing to waste another precious moment, Thomas decides it is finally time to follow his heart without hesitation. In a deeply emotional moment filled with love, vulnerability, and hope for the future, he drops down on one knee and asks Kat to become his wife. While the proposal is undeniably romantic, not everyone will believe the timing is right. Some may feel that Tomas is rushing into marriage after such overwhelming emotional events, allowing fear rather than careful planning to guide his decision. Even Kat herself has never been someone eager to sprint toward major milestones. Although her love for Tomas has never been in doubt, she has consistently expressed reservations about moving too quickly, especially since the couple has not even begun living together. Marriage represents an enormous leap, and Kat has always preferred building a stable foundation before taking such irreversible steps. As Tomas waits anxiously for her answer, the weight of that decision settles heavily upon Kat's shoulders, leaving her caught between the security of caution and the undeniable pull of true love. Just when Kat's uncertainty threatens to delay the happiest moment of her life, an unexpected emotional force may push her toward a decision she never anticipated making so quickly. Leslie's reaction to the proposal could become the spark that changes everything. Rather than quietly accepting Kat's happiness, Leslie's jealousy may explode beneath the surface, reigniting old resentments that were never truly resolved. Kat understands exactly how much Leslie wants Eva Thomas and Isaiah Hawthorne to become engaged, and she knows how desperately Leslie dreams of watching Eva walk down the aisle first. the possibility of beating Eva to the altar offers Kat something emotionally significant for reasons that run far deeper than simple competition. More than anything else, she longs to have her father, Ted Richardson, proudly walk her down the aisle before that treasured father-daughter moment belongs to someone else, making the timing feel intensely personal rather than merely symbolic. As those emotions collide, Kat may ultimately say yes to Thomas not only because she loves him with all her heart, but also because Leslie's bitterness reminds her that happiness should never be postponed out of fear. Unfortunately, that decision could ignite an entirely new chapter in the increasingly complicated relationship between Leslie and Kat. Instead of celebrating the engagement, Leslie may become consumed by envy, allowing resentment to overpower the promises she recently made about changing her life. Eva, who has already endured more than enough emotional turmoil, may once again find herself unwillingly caught between two women whose conflict continues to grow more personal by the day. Every joyful wedding plan could suddenly become another battlefield where old wounds reopen and fresh accusations are hurled. What should have been a season of celebration slowly transforms into the beginning of another emotional war. As preparations for Kat and Thomas's future begin taking shape, Leslie may refuse to stand quietly on the sidelines, watching someone else enjoy the happiness she desperately wanted for Eva. Rather than accepting reality, she could deliberately set out to sabotage Kat's wedding plans in ways both subtle and devastating. Whether she interferes with important arrangements, stirs unnecessary conflict among family members, or creates chaos at exactly the wrong moment, Leslie appears increasingly willing to throw obstacles directly into Kat's path. Every celebration could become another opportunity for disruption. Every milestone may carry the threat of emotional destruction. The darkness she claimed to have buried may slowly resurface, proving that old habits are far more difficult to escape than anyone realized. Yet Leslie may not be the only person struggling to celebrate Kat's engagement. Chelsea Hamilton could also find herself battling unexpected feelings of disappointment and frustration. She has been planning one of the biggest moments of her own life as she prepares to marry Dr. Madison Montgomery, pouring enormous time, emotion, and excitement into creating the perfect wedding. Naturally, Chelsea has imagined friends and family rallying around her special day, making her celebration the center of everyone's attention. But if Kat and Thomas announce their engagement at precisely the wrong moment, the spotlight may suddenly shift away from Chelsea's carefully planned future and toward another wedding entirely. Even if she genuinely loves Kat, it may become impossible to ignore the sting of watching her own joyful season overshadowed by someone else's equally exciting announcement. That growing tension threatens more than bruised feelings. It could place unexpected strain on the beloved Chelsea-Kat partnership and test a friendship that has weathered countless challenges before. Relationships built on loyalty are often strongest when life is simple, but weddings have a remarkable way of exposing hidden insecurities and emotional vulnerabilities. If Chelsea begins feeling overlooked while Kat enjoys the excitement surrounding her engagement, unresolved emotions could slowly create distance where trust once existed. Small misunderstandings could become major disagreements, while innocent moments might be interpreted through the painful lens of jealousy. As celebrations continue, both women may discover that preserving friendship sometimes requires just as much effort as preparing for marriage itself. While romance dominates one corner of Fairmont Crest, another battle unfolds inside the courtroom where lives and reputations hang in the balance. Dr. Madison Montgomery's legal case gains momentum as Bill Hamilton joins forces with Naomi Hawthorne to face one of his own former employees, the deeply suspicious Mike Davis. What begins as a legal confrontation quickly becomes something far more dangerous, as Mike proves he has little interest in playing by the rules. Every hearing threatens to expose new surprises, and every legal strategy is met with another underhanded maneuver from a man determined to protect himself at any cost. Bill has built a career on fighting difficult opponents, but Mike's willingness to cross ethical lines may leave even him struggling to stay one step ahead. As the legal battle intensifies, everyone involved begins to realize that winning may come at a heartbreaking personal price. Among all those caught in the crossfire, Madison herself may ultimately suffer the greatest consequences. Although others wage the legal war around her, she remains the person with the most to lose emotionally, professionally, and personally. Every new revelation threatens to reshape her future, while every courtroom setback adds another layer of uncertainty to an already overwhelming situation. The case becomes about far more than legal arguments. It evolves into a test of resilience, trust, and survival. As allies fight desperately on her behalf, Madison may discover that justice is never as simple as truth versus lies. Sometimes the greatest wounds are inflicted long before the final verdict is ever delivered. Away from the courtroom battles and wedding celebrations, another secret continues to grow heavier with every passing day, threatening to destroy lives the moment it finally comes into the light. Bill Hamilton and Danny Dupree remain absolutely committed to keeping their passionate elevator encounter buried in the past, convincing themselves that silence is the only way to protect everyone involved. Every conversation between them is colored by caution. Every glance carries the memory of what happened, and every interaction becomes an exercise in pretending that nothing ever changed. They know the truth could devastate the people closest to them, so they carefully guard it behind forced smiles and carefully measured words. For now, only Vanessa McBride appears to be dangerously close to uncovering what really happened. But the walls surrounding their secret are beginning to crack. As July sweeps intensify, it seems increasingly likely that Vanessa won't be the only one who stumbles upon the truth, and once that carefully hidden moment is exposed, the emotional fallout could spread through Fairmont Crest like wildfire. Vanessa, however, has troubles of her own, and they are unfolding much closer to home than she realizes. At the center of her world stands Joey Armstrong, the charismatic casino owner whose charm hides an endlessly calculating mind, and her daughter, Deanna McBride, whose quiet determination has become impossible to underestimate. What appears on the surface to be a fragile piece is actually nothing more than a carefully staged performance. Thanks to the unexpected guidance she has received from the ghostly presence of her late father, Doug McBride, Deanna has decided that confronting Joey head-on would accomplish nothing. Instead, she chooses a far more dangerous path. She pretends to accept her mother's romance with Joey, offering smiles and gestures of support that seem sincere enough to lower everyone's guard. Yet behind every pleasant interaction lies a carefully crafted trap, one designed to catch Joey when he least expects it and expose whatever secrets he believes are safely hidden. The battle between Joey and Deanna quickly transforms into a dangerous game of strategy, where every move is answered by another equally calculated response. Joey is far too experienced to assume that everyone around him is acting honestly, and his instincts soon tell him that he cannot simply wait for events to unfold. Rather than remaining on the defensive, he begins plotting a scheme of his own, proving once again that he has no intention of surrendering control. His latest move involves recruiting Randy Parker for an assignment that somehow centers on Deanna herself. Randy is no stranger to the McBride family, carrying years of shared history as Doug McBride's childhood friend, and Joey encourages him to reconnect with the daughter of the man he once knew so well. On the surface, the request appears innocent enough, perhaps even heartfelt, but Joey rarely makes a move without several hidden motives working beneath it. Whatever he truly has planned for Deanna remains tightly guarded, leaving everyone wondering whether Randy is unknowingly walking into a scheme far more dangerous than he realizes. As those quiet manipulations continue to unfold, life elsewhere in Fairmont Crest offers a brief glimpse of hope. Grayson Perez and Ashley Morgan, whose relationship suffered through the painful aftermath of the plasma ring drama, finally begin finding their way back to one another. The wounds left by that difficult chapter have not disappeared overnight, and neither of them pretends that rebuilding trust will be easy. Instead, they move cautiously, allowing small moments of understanding and genuine affection to replace the distance that once separated them. Every conversation becomes a step toward healing, and every shared smile reminds them of what first brought them together. After so much uncertainty and heartbreak, watching Grayson and Ashley slowly reconnect brings a welcome sense of warmth, proving that even in a town consumed by secrets and conflict, love can still find room to grow again. But the shadow of the plasma ring refuses to disappear completely, and Joey Armstrong's problems connected to that dangerous mystery are far from over. Another familiar face is expected to return to Fairmont Crest, and her arrival promises to create chaos almost immediately. Joey's sister, Heather Armstrong, better known by the chilling nickname The Impaler, is poised to re-enter his life at the worst possible moment. Her reputation alone is enough to make people uneasy, and her presence instantly places Joey under even greater scrutiny. Jacob Hawthorne has already been relentlessly pressuring Joey for answers regarding both the plasma ring and Heather's involvement, refusing to let either mystery fade into the background. With Heather now back in Joey's orbit, every unanswered question becomes more urgent, every suspicion grows stronger, and the pressure surrounding the casino owner threatens to become unbearable. What was once a carefully managed situation could rapidly spiral beyond Joey's control, forcing him to confront consequences he may no longer be able to escape. Meanwhile, another deeply personal battle quietly unfolds within Naomi Hawthorne, one that has nothing to do with courtrooms, criminal schemes, or family rivalries. Hidden beneath her composed exterior is a painful truth that only Ashley currently knows. Naomi has received the results of her BRCA genetic test, and the news has forever changed the way she sees her future. Testing positive has filled her with fear, uncertainty, and questions she isn't yet ready to answer out loud. Every day that passes makes the burden heavier, especially as she looks at the people she loves and wonders how to tell them that everything could change without warning. The guilt of keeping such a life-altering secret begins eating away at her from the inside, leaving her increasingly torn between protecting her family from worry and giving them the honesty they deserve. Among those she struggles most to face is her own mother, Danny Dupree. Naomi may finally find the strength to sit down with Danny and reveal the devastating truth about her genetic test results, opening the door to one of the most emotional mother and daughter conversations Fairmont Crest has seen in quite some time. Even then, uncertainty continues to cloud Naomi's judgment, especially whenever she thinks about her husband, Jacob. She desperately wants to shield him from pain for as long as possible, convincing herself that silence is an act of love rather than deception. Yet every comforting smile she gives him is accompanied by the heartbreaking knowledge that she is hiding something that could affect both of their futures forever. The emotional weight of that decision becomes almost unbearable as the days continue to pass. Still, every sign points toward Naomi continuing to keep the truth hidden, refusing to fully reveal the seriousness of her situation until events force her hand. If that heartbreaking path unfolds, the revelation may not come until after she learns that she has developed breast cancer, turning a painful secret into a devastating family crisis overnight. Such a moment would send shockwaves through everyone who loves her, leaving Jacob, Danny, and the rest of her family utterly stunned that she carried such an enormous burden alone. Their grief would be compounded by the realization that Naomi faced her greatest fears in silence, while desperately trying to protect everyone else from the truth. What began as an attempt to spare her loved ones emotional pain could ultimately leave them struggling with regret, heartbreak, and countless unanswered questions about the time they unknowingly lost. As July sweeps continue to roar through Fairmont Crest, every storyline moves steadily toward an emotional collision. Weddings promise love, but invite jealousy. Family loyalties are tested by secrets too dangerous to remain buried. Power struggles grow more intense with every calculated move Joey Armstrong and Deanna McBride make against one another, while Leslie Thomas teeters on the edge of abandoning redemption in favor of the darkness she once swore she had left behind. Courtroom battles, hidden affairs, returning enemies, fragile romances, and life-changing medical revelations all gather beneath the same storm cloud, creating an unforgettable chapter where every decision carries enormous consequences. By the time the dust finally settles, lives will have been forever altered, relationships will never look the same again, and Fairmont Crest will emerge from July, sweeps transformed by love, betrayal, sacrifice, and the devastating truths that no one can hide forever.